I had a very interesting day. Fucking window's going on. I'm just gonna. Excuse me. I'm gonna try to stand right here. So I went. Well, I tried to. I tried to walk to Walmart to get some beef stew, like I think it's like Dinny Moore's beef stew or something. Some kind of it's not like the cheapest, but it's good. So I get it. I get like the good kind that's like somewhat cheap. Anyway, not the point of this video. No, because I didn't get it. I didn't make it to Walmart. There's probably gonna be a lot of yelling in this, so I apologize for that beforehand. I'm gonna go a little crazy. So I got my headphones on, listen to Willwood. I'm like lip singing and like bobbing my head around as I do. And there's a like construction going on. When is there not fucking construction going on around here? But like there's construction going on like the one bridge for like the part of the whatever the fuck it's called, the thruway or whatever, like the New York State thruway. And it's, so there's like a tunnel type of thing like underneath, where like the main road in Herkimer, or going from Mohawk to Herkimer, cars go through and shit. And they're like working on doing something with it for the next year apparently. So I'm gonna be able to have to, when I feel safe enough to walk around in public again. I can't go that way no more, so I don't know which way it is. Anyway, not the point. I'm gonna be doing a lot of rambling like I do. Whatever. Anyway, so here's what went down. I'm bringing up the construction because like loud ass trucks going by and shit, and there's like one of the bigger ones that's like or whatever goes by, and I turn my head back to be like, all right, shut up. And I see there's like a dude behind me with like, he's got like one of these like wagon type of things or whatever. And I was like, oh shit, I hope I wasn't like just walking in the middle of this fucking sidewalk. So I like kind of like moved over this way so I can keep walking, because normally what happens when you're walking around in Herkimer or like anywhere in general, I would assume, people just like walk past you and mind their business when they're supposed to mind their business, right? This guy, I didn't want to do that. No, he like walks up to me, like he was like going at his own pace. I'm going at my own pace, and I'm like, dude's kind of taking a while to get by. So I'm like, and I'm like, fuck, like my wallet's like right in my back pocket, or the side pocket of my book bag instead of like actually zipped it in there. I'm like, fuck. But I'm like, actually though, like I was more concerned like of like my keychain getting yanked off, because that shit was $20. I don't have $20 in my wallet. I got my social security card in there and stuff like you're not supposed to. But like, and I got pictures of my big fat wife in there. So like, yeah, I was worried about both things, but like not because of my money and my identity getting stolen. I was worried about like my Gravity Falls things getting stolen. That didn't happen. I wish that happened instead. Bro, so the dude walks up to me. I forget what he said at first or something. But then he was like, no, because I think he said something about, because I didn't take off like my headphones all the way yet, and also the construction going on is fucking loud, so currently hear him. And I think he said something about like not watching like, or where I'm going, or like I don't think that was the wording, but it was like something like that. It wasn't like in an asshole way or anything, but I'm like, oh, like my bad, dude, whatever. And he like kind of like walks up to me, and he's like, oh, what happened to your face or whatever? I was like, scratching it. I'm just like, keep walking. He's like, oh, like you got anxiety or something? First of all, I didn't tell you that I did it, but whatever. Wait, did I? Or wait, I don't remember. Hold on. I don't remember. Anyway, no, I think I did. No, because did I say that I got scratched or I was scratching myself? No, I think I was like scratching out or something. Anyway, I don't know what the fuck my brain's doing right now. My brain's not going to be working today, and I don't know for how long. I mean, since when was she working? But like, today was nuts. Bro. So, Anyway, no. So, dude was asking me about it. He's like, oh, you got anxiety? I was like, something like that. I like literally like said it like that, like laughing and stuff. And then he was like, I don't remember everything that I said, which honestly, good. For once, I'm glad that my memory is shit like fucking McGucket. I'm glad. But I can't forget some of this other shit that he was doing. Ah. So, like, we're, like, literally, like, 20 feet away from the Denny's. There's, like, this, like, really shitty motel, and then, like, a Denny's right next to it, and then, like, a Tractor Supply across the street. And we're, like, on the sidewalk of the main road. Bro did not care about that. He did not care, okay? Made it very known, very bluntly known that, like, oh, no one's looking. But, like, if they were to, like, view their way this way, they would see it. What do you mean? Listen, I don't kink shame. But, like, that's not what I want to do. Or right now, with you! So, dude's talking to me. Okay. So, I'm sure you get this, right? But, like, I was telling Eggs about it. I'm like, okay, so here's the thing. She gets it, right? We get it. We all get it. I'm literally not telling anyone else in my family about this. Not even my mom, because mama. Anyway. No, because, like, I literally was telling Aggie, I'm like, here's the thing. I don't talk to Amma or Dad about literally fuck but nothing, but, you know, I definitely don't want to talk to him about this because I'm going to get why didn't you just walk away? Why don't you just jump on the bridge? No, because I'm sorry, I was raised in a household where you weren't there, not really his fault, but like you weren't there, but also grew up when I was around you, dude. I was raised, whether you realize it or not, I was raised to like not know how to say no. Not know how to just like, bop, run away. That's why I'm such a pussy. Why do you not get that? I was about to say, I'm going to try not to yell as much, but I think that's going to be a big fat lie, so apologies. Apologies! I can't even talk! Bestie, Pookie Mookie, I'm going to crash out if I'm not already. No, so I was with this dude for like 15, 20 minutes, like minimum, right? Because I don't know when to say no. Also, and I talked about this to Aggie, because she's my ride or die. Like, you know, we're each other's like ride or die. You know what I mean? Like, oh, you're gonna kill yourself? Well, I'm gonna kill myself too. Okay, bet. Like, anyway. But no, I told her, I'm like, because this isn't like new information to her, but like, you know, I got like impulses and shit, because, you know, they're brainworms. And I'm like, okay, but like, what if I were to just be like, fuck it, you know, fuck it, why not? I don't care. I don't live in a good fucking household. I don't feel fucking loved or worth shit here in this fucking house. So, fuck it. Let's get fucked by a 60-year-old dude. Ah! I didn't. I'm gonna, spoiler alert, I didn't. Thank God. But like, no. So like, dude was being very blunt about shit, which honestly, respect the hustle. But like, dude was telling me like, he's telling me all this shit where it's like, and I get it. You know, you like, depending if this dude was like genuine or not, you know, or if he wanted to just fucking murder me. I was like, I literally don't care. I don't care right now. Because you're like sweet talking me, and I'm also like, fuck it. I don't got like, you know, in the real life world, you know, that I live in, not saying that online spaces aren't real life too, like there's fake people, but it's like, at home, I got nothing to fucking live for right now. I literally only got like Aggie and Teeny and you to like live for right now, so like, and like, you know, my other buddies online that I haven't mentioned, so sorry. But like, so, no, dude's like sweet talking me, saying how like beautiful I am, and like I got a beautiful smile, and blah 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 blah, and like, but it was like definitely more than that, because if it was just that, I'd have been like, Like, step your game up, bro. Jeez! I got spelling. Jeez! But no, he was like, what the fuck? He's talking about like, I'm just trying to think of like how it went in order. He was talking about like, I think it was like asking like which way like I sway, like sexuality, not gender, but like with sexuality and stuff. And I was like, you know, I honestly don't feel that way or whatever. I was like, not that I need to fucking reassure this dude for this, but you know, I just so like, but like I'm just trying to get the point across that I had to reiterate like 4 fucking times to this horny old man that I don't feel like anything past platonic. Oh, and then at one point he's like, well, it could be like friends with benefits, and I'm like, this is like the devil talking in my ear right now, telling me a bunch of sweet nothings that I'm like, ooh, but like, what if? Ooh, but what if? So, what the hell was it? It's just a whole bunch of shit. And then at some point, cause like in between here and there, like, you know, being very blunt about like, you know, like, like being like horny and like just a bunch of sexual shit. And I'm like, I'm not even, I should be uncomfortable right now. Like I was, but it wasn't like, oh, that was like making me like, ugh. Cause I'm just like, I mean, I'm a freak too. So like, bro's desperate. I respect that. I don't like that you're doing it to me or to who the fuck knows who else. But like, I get that. But like, you're going about it the wrong way. You know what I mean? But anyway, like, damn, bro's literally like putting himself on blast, letting me know that like, he's a freak in the sheets. Which I can respect. But not in the way that he's fucking going about it, going up to fucking 26-year-olds when he's like, he's got AARP in his fucking back pocket. Oh, let's go to Denny's so we can get a 15 fucking % discount with your fucking AARP card. Honestly, I'm down for some fucking home fries right now and like the unlimited pancakes or whatever, if they still have that. Anyway, no. Foul. Trying to, like I said, I'm trying to think of like how it went in order. But there's a bunch of that. Oh, and then one point he was like asking about like, because he was saying like, oh, like cuddling and like spooning, you know, like this and that, whatever. And I'm like, it's like sweet, because like, I get that. Like, you can be a freak, but like also like very lovingly. And I'm like, I get that! Me too! But like, not with you! Who are you? He like asked me for my name. I said Lemon, because that's the name I literally want to go by. And he was asking for my last name, and I'm like, I don't have one. He's like, what? I said, I don't associate myself with my family. And bro he literally kept saying like a million times, like, you know, he looking for someone to spoil, wants to marry. And I'm like, I've literally like thought about it so many times in my life that like I need me a sugar daddy to spoil the fuck out of me, because I just need that because of issues growing up, you know. You can get it, right? But now that the opportunity is literally right in front of my fucking face, I'm like, oh, I don't know. No, because literally I'm kind of glad that like I was sober, like not high, like, you know, with like weed or Adderall or drunk or like anything, because honestly, who the fuck knows who knows if I'd be alive right now. I'm just gonna be honest. Cause I don't fucking, you don't know what his fucking actual intentions were. What if he was gonna like, cause bro literally said he was gonna like cook me lasagna, and I'm like, I do like lasagna though. But like, what if he would like put something in it, you know? He'd like spice it up, and then, you know, but like that lasagna was good. I shouldn't be fucking joking about it. I don't know how to feel about this right now. So bro's talking about, cause bro like saying something about like, oh, like getting my dick sucked, and I was like, oh, I don't have a dick, and then he's like, what do you mean by that? Like he didn't seem like, oh, you know, like threatening about it, but he was like, oh, like, what do you mean? And I was like, okay, is he about to like stab me right now because of that, or like what? Because no, like before, like the conversation was going with like, I think in his mind is more of like a, yeah, like I don't fucking care, like, you know, about like gender norms, like, because he said something about like noticing like my headband or whatever. I said like, oh, I usually wear like this bunny hat or whatever, this and that. And I said, you know, because it's getting hot out, so I just, you know, I gotta go with this persona now. Whatever. And he's like, you know, I think, like I said, I think what was going through his mind is like, oh, you know, like, clothes are clothes. Dress yourself however the fuck you want. Like, you want to wear this? You want to wear, like, a bra and panties? You want to wear nothing? Good to go with any of it. And I respect that. But, like, bro's like, confused. He's like, no, I'm being serious. I said, no, I'm being serious too. Like, I have a vagina. And he's like, oh, okay. And he's like, well, have you, he literally didn't know what a clit was. He's like, have you ever had, like, you know, whatever, like, you know, what a penis would be compared to that. I said, a clit? He's like, yeah. I said, no, I said, I've never dated. I've never, like, kissed someone and stuff. I shouldn't be, like, telling him this shit, but I'm like, and he's like, oh, because then I also, bro did not understand this shit, okay? Even though he literally kept saying, like, oh, he used to be, like, some kind of psychiatrist or something, which who knows if that was fucking true or not. I don't fucking know. But I was telling him how, like, oh, I don't, like, also just adding on to the fact that I don't feel shit past platonic for, like, real people. And when I say real people, I mean I only feel it towards fictional characters. I'm not talking about, like, animals and shit. You know what I mean? But it's, like, because, like, I didn't say, like, oh, I don't feel attraction towards people. Because that would have came off so fucking wrong. Honestly, I should have said that and fucking scared him off. But then it could have went a different way and he would have been like, oh, word? And I'd be like, I gotta go. Because no, he's a fucking, like, zoophile or like a pedo. You know what I mean? Who fucking knows? God. Already deal enough of that shit on fucking the fucking internet and then Gravity Falls fandom itself. Like, bro, I don't need it. Literally, like, I don't know, a quarter mile away. Because he told me where he fucking lives. He's saying, like, how, like, oh, I can show up at, like, 7 and this is where I live in the trailer park down here. It's literally a 10-minute walk. Bro lives so close to me. So I can't walk anywhere now. I don't know how long that I have to, like, not walk anywhere. I don't have insurance because I don't have a job. I, like, told him that too because he's saying, like, he's looking for a roommate. He's looking for this and this and that. And I'm like, I don't have a job. And he's like, I don't care about that. And I'm like, okay. But I'm like, because, like, you know, my living situation. So I'm like, but, like, what if there is the off chance that, like, he would actually be, like, super sweet and literally spoil the fuck out of me and make me, like, a little, like, princess brat. And I'm like, okay, but, like, But then he's, like, talking about how, he kept, like, bro was horny as hell. Oh, my God. 'Cause first off, kept pointing out how my nipples were hard. Because the sun's out, but there's a chill. There's a windy chill going on. And I'm wearing, like, a shirt and gym shorts and my sandals. My nipples are going to get hard based on the temperature. And he literally brought up my nipples being hard, like, 6 or 7 times. And I'm like, yeah, because it's cold out. He's like, oh, because, well, the sun's out. Do you not feel the breeze right now? Have you not, like, seen, like, how a nipple reacts? Based on, you know what I mean? Are you dumb? I think so. And he kept asking, like, if I'm wet right now, I'm like, not really. Like, literally said it like that so casually. I'm like, I mean, no. Like, no offense, but, like, it's not like I'm, like, being turned off right now. It's just, like, I just want to get Denny Moore's beef stew. Bro's trying to get in my beef stew right now. So, what else? And then, leading in with the whole conversation of me, like, not having a dick, I was saying about, like, I was like, oh, yeah, no, like, I take testosterone or whatever, for, like, you know, my voice and, like, stop my period. He's like, period? I said, menstruation. I'm like, I don't know if he, like, understood what the fuck I was talking about. Like, I think he was, like, I think that was actually around the time when he said, he's like, I'm being serious about this. I'm like, so am I. He's like, and then he was saying, like, oh, like, He's like, well, what if you were to show me? I was like, I don't know if I want to do that right now. He's like, no, he's like, we could just go right over there. Right over there, 5 feet away, where people can literally still see it. And he's like, no one's gonna look. Okay, but I don't want to show you my pussy. I kind of don't want to show you my little kitty cat right now. And then asking me, like, if I shave and stuff. And I'm like, nah, I just, like, thinking about my legs and stuff. And, I mean, yeah, I knew he was talking about my bush. But I'm like, nah. I'm like, it's just too much to, like, keep up. He's like, well, I could, like, like, I would, like, shave it for you and this, that. And I'm like, that's, like, actually flattering. But, like, who are you? And he's, like, asking if it's bushy. And I'm like, yeah, I haven't shaved in, like, I don't know how many years. And then, oh, he's, like, asking where I do the testosterone. He's like, do you, like, put it in, like, the buttock? Or, like, I was like, I used to, when my mom's friend, who's a nurse, would do it for me. And then I was saying, like, he said something about, like, doing it, like, more in, like, the side or whatever, instead of, like, right there. Saying something about doing it more in the side, where, like, kind of, concaves or whatever. And I was like, oh, I actually didn't know that, because when, my mom's friend, would do it, she, like, kind of, I mean, I can't really remember, but it seemed like it was more, like, in the middle of, like, the buttock, instead of, like, I don't know, it could have been, like, a little off, I can't remember, but anyway. But I was like, no, I usually just do it, like, in my thigh now. I said, well, my mom does it for me, because I'm afraid of needles. And then he was asking if it makes me horny, and I'm like, no, like, administering it doesn't, because that was the thing, I'm like, I didn't know if he meant, like, the thought of, like, getting my tea makes me horny, or if he meant, like, my libido spiking up, like, over time, because I know that happens with some people, not me, but I don't know if that's also because of, like, the sexual dysfunction from the fucking medications I used to take, anyway, but I'm like, no, and I'm just like, I didn't tell him this, but I'm just like, I literally just told you my mom does it for me. No, I'm not getting my rocks off when my mom is doing my shot for me. So, because I knew what the fuck he was doing. But again, it was like I don't care. And he's like, well, where do you do it when you, like, do it, like, in the butt or whatever? And I was like, oh, like, right here, like, in the middle. And he's like, oh, like, right here? And I'm like, and the dude's, like, this fucking close to me. And he's like, he also had, like, hand tremors. So, like, when he was, like, touching my butt, it was, like, doing this. So it's just, like, I'm getting, like, pitter-patters on my butt. And I'm like, yeah, like that. And I was just, like, saying it, like, so casually, like, yeah, like, yeah, like, that's where it would be. And, like, he kept his hand there. And I'm just, like, yeah, I'm, like, really uncomfortable right now. But I'm, like, it wasn't even, like, also, like, the impulse stuff. It was just, like, I don't know what the fuck to do. Based on the whole thing where it's, like, I don't know how to say no and just fucking walk away or punch this fucker, like, down to the ground. I don't know how to fucking do that. So, I was looking at a notification. So, no, so all that was going on. And then, because I literally had to keep telling this dude. Because he was saying something about, like, getting surgery and stuff, like, oh, he would pay for my surgery. I'm like, that's really sweet. But, like, I said, I don't want, like, any surgery. I said, I used to want to, like, have a flat chest. But I said, I don't even want this body at all. It's like, I don't even want to be human. He's like, well, what would you want to be then? I was like, that's the thing. I don't know, dude. Because, like, if I could choose, I wouldn't know what I'd want to be. And it's like, I didn't tell him this. But it's like, no, if I could literally just, like, be Bill, I could just literally shapeshift into fucking whatever based on my mood. That would literally... See, this is why I can relate to this motherfucker so much. Reason, like, a million as to why, like, I literally, like, he is me, I am him. Anyway. But no, so, he was like... Oh, because at some point he was like... he's, like, talking about, like, because, like, if I would wear a bra and, like, panties, like, I'd be cool with that. I'm like, I'm literally cool with wearing whatever. I'm literally, like, it's like, just dress up this Barbie doll. Like, I really don't have, like, preference. I really don't, because I don't want this anyway. So it's like it's not me when I'm dressing it up. I'm dressing up a character, Do you know? I don't know. I don't even know anymore. But, like, dude kept like asking like, oh, like what I'd like to do in that regard, and I'm just like, I don't know. And then also talking about like, oh, things I'd like, you know, expensive things and stuff, and I'm like, I don't know. I'm like, it's not even like a, oh, I don't know, because I don't want you to like use your money on me, but like, it's just I was raised like, you know, not like dirt poor, but like I was raised off, you know, the cheapest of cheap. So like, I don't know what to want. I don't know what my wants are, because I wouldn't even get the bare minimum, you know, like shit like that. So it's like, I don't know. And that's an issue in itself, but it's like, I don't know what answers to give you, dude. I don't know how to flirt back. I don't even know how to do that in general, even if I wanted to, like actually wanted to, and not just based off of fucking brain rot fucking impulses right now of like fucking insanity and shit. But it's like, I don't know how to. I told you, I literally have never dated. I literally said at some point, I'm like, I had a hard ass time like making friends growing up, let alone, you know, trying to like date people. I don't do that. I want to do that. And then, because then he was asking like, oh, if I were to like instead like get like my chest bigger or something. I'm like, I don't know. I'm just like, it's like, I don't know what I want. If I were to do something with the body, I'd rather not do anything with the body, because I don't want the body. Get that thing in your head! So, and then, what else did he do? And then, so, you know, dude felt up my butt. So I got sexually assaulted in that way. And then kept asking me at least 6 times if, we could like just go walk over this way so he can see my hairy kitty cat. And I'm like, I just want to get beef stew. Oh, and then kept telling me like, I think I like rambled off of this. I don't know if I said this part yet, but it's like he literally kept not understanding that like, yeah, my body can come, but I don't feel it. And he's like, oh, I can make you come. I can make you come. Like, you know, like with my tongue or my fingers. I'm like, now I'm just getting irritated. Not because you're saying this shit, but because you're not understanding. Bro, I've tried. Like, I haven't tried a million fucking different options because I don't got all this stuff. But, like, I've tried. I didn't mention that I was a hypersexual, but, like, me dealing with being a hypersexual, you'd think that I've been trying since, like, what? I don't even know when this shit started. Like, 2020 or something? 2019? 2021, I forget when, like, what, I don't even know what meds fucking did it, so I don't know what year, and I can't, you know, remember all this shit, but, so it's been going on for a few years that I haven't been able to come, unless if I'm high, but, like, no, I'm gonna say this, though, it's kind of good that I didn't bring up weed and stuff, like, for that context, because I feel like if he were to say something like, oh, like, you know, I can, like, you know, get you, like, an eighth, or, you know, get you however much you want. Honestly, I don't know, but I probably feel like I would have gave in at that point, because it's like, not just so I can fucking orgasm, but it's just like, because I've had a fucking addiction or dependency or however you want to word it. I call it an addiction, even though it's like technically not, but that's how it felt. It's like, I just want to get high all the time, and I want, because it helps with, you know, all the shit going on in my brain and the sensations and all that stuff, and it makes me chill the fuck out from like screaming over how I don't want this existence of this mortal vessel, but like also so I can like actually like feel the things that my body's supposed to feel, like in regards to like coming. I want to come, so I just like smoke so I can come, and then it's like, you know, but like, no. So good thing I didn't bring that up, because like I said, probably would have gave in at that point. And then probably would have been roofied and dead. Who knows? Sold off somewhere. I don't fucking know. I literally don't know. And that's the thing, you don't know. But like, no. So then he was like saying something about like, oh, how he'd make me dinner, and like how I could meet him at like 7 tonight. I said, I don't got a working phone, like to give you a number or something. Because like, I have a phone number, but like, you wouldn't be able to text it. You know, I didn't like say all that, but like, I'm saying to you, like, that's the situation. I haven't paid my phone bill since like October or whatever, because I haven't had the money to do that, and I don't see the point in it until today. But like, no. So I said, like, you got like Gmail? I can like send you my Gmail or something. Um, and then that was like some point, like way earlier, like in the convo. And then I don't know what else. I mean, I think I pretty much got like the basics. Like I didn't like get like every little fucking detail of like what he said or whatever. But that's pretty much like what it was. I don't think I really left out anything that's different. Where it was like, oh, okay, just add another thing to the fucking shit fest pile that fucking happened today. No, it's like it because he kept saying like certain things like over and over again with like the cuddling and the this and that, and then um trying to make me calm. Like, oh, he can do it. He can do it. Bitch, no, you can't unless if I get high. Like, no, you can't. I'm not like saying that like your skills ain't there. I'm just saying I got sexual dysfunction. I literally told him that too. I said it's sexual dysfunction caused by like the SSRIs or whatever. And he's like, oh, I can make you come. I'd like to see you try. I'd literally like to see you. Hold on, my dad's here. I gotta wait until. I'll just try to talk quieter. No, so then he's like at some point he's like, oh, let's like walk and talk. And I'm like, okay, because I don't know how to say no. So we're walking, and then at some point he's like touching my butt again, and I'm just like, okay. And then we like crossed the street before like the crosswalk or whatever. We like crossed at one point. And he's like, oh, like, hold my hand. Like, it's okay, it's okay. I'm like, okay. Holding his hand. Across the street to this part of the sidewalk. And then he says, oh, he puts his hand on my butt again. He's like, does that make you wet? And I'm like, no. Your hand is trembling on my butt. Like, I don't. Sorry, I'm not as horny as you are right now. Did I mention that I don't feel like sexual or romantic attraction towards like real people? It's only towards fictional characters and shit. Like, I thought I mentioned that like at least 13 times, but who knows? Because I'm Fiddleford. I got a bad fucking memory, so who knows? So, and then after that, I was like, no, I'm not. Because he's like, oh, if I were to put my hand down there, would it? And he kept like doing this, like, not like super close, but it was like, oh, like if I were to, step forward or something, then it would be like, oh, that gives him permission, just fucking get like a handful of monkey, ah. So no, oh yeah, after that, like, grabbed my butt again, and then he like put his arm over me, and I'm just like, and stop doing that. Just holding my hand again, and then we get to the intersection, where there's like the four-way. It's like this way. It's like sideways or whatever. There's like a gas station over there. There's like a liquor store right here. I don't know. There's like shit over here, and or like the sidewalk where it like kind of like bends like this or whatever. And he gets a phone call. He's like, oh, hold on, Lois. Okay. So I'm now like, fuck. What kind of phone call? And he said something about it being his landlord. I was like, oh, okay. I actually, because I like stood around because I was like, I don't know what the fuck to do right now. But also it was like the impulse thoughts were like gone at this point for the most part. So I was like, I just need to figure out how to get the fuck out of here, because like my sanity, whatever's left, finally caught up to me. It was like, bro, what are you doing? Run, But I'm just like, how do I just do that? How do I just do that? Thanks for raising me that way. Thanks. So he's like on the phone. I think it was on speakerphone too, I think. Yeah. No, it was, because I heard something about like paying, for the month or whatever. So I think it generally was the landlord. But I still wanted to listen to the conversation, wanted to know like if, because it could have been like, oh, the landlord, but like that's all like code speak for like, oh, yeah, I got some tranny over here, bring the van around. You know what I mean? But he said like, yeah, I'm like headed up towards wherever. And I'm like, that could literally just mean that you're just, talking about whatever, but like, why are you telling your landlord that? So I'm like, bestie, we gotta go. Book it. So I just like, I didn't even like sprint. I just like jogged away. And I just like went across the street. I like waited till the cars were like, you know, done passing. I like jogged on the other side of the road. I just kept jogging and jogging. I'm so out of shape, so like, you know, my mouth already felt like it was bleeding, or like it tasted like it. Didn't feel like it. It tasted like it, and like my throat was hurting and shit. I didn't even look back to. I doubt he would have been able to fucking chase me unless he's like he's like Ford and he's like secretly like super fucking like athletic. You know what I mean? But I didn't think, you know, he could have. I didn't even look. But I kept running or jogging. It was literally like a mild jog. And I was like, oh, I can like go into the Denny's right now because I'm on that side of the road. And I'm like, I don't know. Denny's pretty scummy too. Like the Denny's in our area. So I'm like, I don't know. Like it's not even like a suspicious or like a oh well, people say no. There's weird shit that goes on in the Denny's. That's a whole other story. But like anyway. No, so I'm like, I'll just go to Tractor Supply. Because Tractor Supply is pretty good. Because it was literally like built like a couple years ago. So like, you know, it doesn't have like a reputation like the Denny's does across the street. So I keep looking back. Like I literally have like a full like clear view of where he was. He wasn't there anymore. So I'm like, that's making me nervous. I don't know if he just kept walking or whatever with his little fucking wagon in defeat. But like, I kept looking back and like looking around. If there's like other people looking at me and be like, oh, we got him. You know what I mean? Get him. But no, I like waited for the cars to pass, which took fucking forever. Finally went across the street, went to the Tractor Supply. I didn't have my phone on me because like if I'm connected to Wi-Fi, I can at least like email someone. I can't like make phone calls or text messages. Excuse me. All I had was my DS on me. I didn't even have my phone on me. Also, I didn't even know my Emma's email. And also, even if I did, who knows when she would have fucking seen it. You know? But I was trying to connect to the internet with my DS. Or, you know, my 3DS or whatever. And it wasn't connecting. But I think it was like because it was like the guest Wi-Fi or whatever. But I think it's one of those things where like if you were to do that on the phone, then it like pops up like, oh, you got to sign in, and then you get to have the free Wi-Fi. I don't know if the 3DS is like this or not, but it seemed like it because it just kept like stalling on the last line, like trying to, you know, connect or whatever, and it just wasn't going through. So I'm like, fuck. I'm like, just literally ask the fucking worker, tell them a little bit of what happened, or you know, whatever. And it was like you know, so I like waited till she was done cashing someone out. I was like, hey, I am so sorry, but do you think I can use some kind of, you know, any kind of phone so I can call up my grandmother to come pick me up? Because there was like this creepy dude that was like, you know, messing with me and stuff. She's like, oh my God. She's like, yeah. She grabs like the whatever like phone. It was like a wireless, you know, it looks like a typical like house phone. It was like some kind of wireless phone. She's like, oh, just like press this number before so it doesn't, you know, because it's like, so it goes outside of the store. So she like does that. It tells me that and tells me to put in the number. I literally am so glad that like I at least could remember the house. For a moment, I didn't remember the house number because I don't remember anyone else's phone number. I don't even know I know my old phone number. Yeah, I think. But like that doesn't matter anymore because it's my old one and I can't use it no more. I don't know my new fucking number. So I don't know. But I literally don't remember anyone's fucking phone numbers. I can't. And I only remember the house number because that's literally been the same house number since I've been a kid here, you know. Before, you know, we moved to Kingston for like 10 years and whatever. But anyway, but no, I like the first part, like after the area code, it's 866. I put in 868, thinking it was 868. And I was like, that doesn't seem right. But I'm like, I can't remember. Because I'm like, 866 doesn't sound right either. So like, phone's ringing. Someone answers. It didn't sound like Amma, but I wasn't sure. Because it didn't sound super far off. It definitely sounded like some like lady probably around my Amma's age. And she's like, hello? I assumed she was going to be like, even if that was my Amma at that point, I assumed she would have been like, hello? Like, why is Tractor Supply calling me? I was like, hey, Amma? She's like, who? I said, I'm so sorry. This is the wrong number. I'm so sorry. I just thought about it right now. Like, I literally didn't even think about it until right now. She probably was, like, confused as fuck. Like, this is Tractor Supply. And there's someone calling for someone called Amma? Huh? So, she, like, starts saying, like, oh, like, that's okay, or something. I, like, immediately hung up. Because I'm like, I just need to get the fuck out of here. Sorry, lady. Usually, like, you know, I wrap up those little conversations where it's like, oops, wrong number. It's like, oh, okay, have a good day. You too. Okay, thanks, bye. Like, but I was like, I need to get home right now. So, like, I remembered the actual number, called her. Literally, all I told my Amma was, like, pretty much exactly what I told the cashier person. I was like, yeah, can you come pick me up at Tractor Supply? Because there's some creepy dude bothering me and stuff. She's like, yeah, I'll be on my way. I was like, thanks, appreciate it. And so yeah, she like picked me up. And I literally didn't even think about this part. Probably just because I was so like frazzled and who the fuck knows. Shit going on in my brain. But Aggie like mentioned this when I was telling Aggie about it earlier. I was like, you're so right. What the fuck? Like, what is wrong with my fucking family? Get your priorities straight, bitch. No, because she did ask like if I was okay. I was like, yeah, I think so. I literally don't know right now. And like mentally. And whatchamacallit? Then, like, literally immediately after, she's like, oh my god, have you been scratching your face again? Because, like, the first day, pretty much like a full day, it only looks kind of red, hasn't, like, scabbed up yet. Because, like, when it scratches, it's, like, peeling the skin. So, if anything, it'll look kind of, like, more, like, paler, and it might, like, leak or whatever. But, it starts, like, scabbing or whatever, after, like, the second day or whatever. And then, she's like, have you been scratching your face again? I said, yeah. She's like, scoffs. Like she has been doing for the last 26 years that I've known her. I hate how... That's literally, like... I'm not kidding. It's, like, a fucking inside joke with everyone. Even, like, my dad will do it to her. To, like, piss her off, but, like, do it in a joking way. But, like, it pisses him off as much as it pisses everyone else off. It probably pisses me off the most, honestly. I'm just gonna be real. I'm just gonna say, I don't even care. I don't even want to talk to anyone to compare it. I'm gonna be like, no, it's actually, like, a known fact. It's actually, like, a fact that, it pisses me off the most. It makes me want to... I'm not kidding. That's, like, her iconic fucking thing to do is... like that. And it's so... and it's like... Cough up the hairball already. It's been 26 years. Who knows how much longer you've been doing it since before I was born. Cough it up already. Damn! I'm just trying to, like, cope with what the fuck happened today. So she, like, asked me. I didn't tell her I got, like, my ass fondled. But I told her there was, like, just some creepy dude. But, after asking me, like, oh, if I'm okay, and she, like, really looked at my face for a moment, she's like, have you been scratching again? I said, yeah. She's like, are you trying to scar yourself up? I said, well, I'm not trying to. She said, I'm just asking. Like I just said, get your fucking priorities straight, bitch, because what the fuck? I just got fucking sexually assaulted, and, like, you're worried about... Girl, after this moment, I'm probably going to be scratching more. If I'm going to be honest. Why is she outside? Can you hear me from inside and you just came out to, like, fucking listen or what? Because, like, the story's over now at this point. That's crazy. Why is she outside right now? Anyway. So, yeah. That happened today. Ah! I love it. Great. So great. So, yeah. That was, something. Like I said, so glad my sanity went back, like, connected. All of a sudden, it was like, book it, run. Such great timing, because I don't know when I would have, like, even if, like, my sanity did, like, finally, like, click again, I probably would have been, like, again, the whole, like, not knowing how to say no, I wouldn't have known, like, when to, like, just run. I just been like, I guess we're going to Walmart and getting me some Dinty Moore beef stew. So, yeah. That happened today. like in all genuine seriousness, and it could be me just thinking about it now because it's like my brain still doesn't know how to process it. But like I'm fine. I think I'm fine. I don't feel like super bothered over it. Like where it's like, like really like fucking with me. It might, well, later at some point or at a very later date, because like that shit happens, But it's like it's not even like whatever. It's just like I genuinely like, even if I were to like, because it's like it's not like any denial about shit or like you know what's the word, like deflecting or whatever. It's just like I genuinely don't know, but not in a I don't know in a way of like, no, I'm not okay. It's just like I don't feel like I'm like really super traumatized, but like who knows what I'm gonna say about that at a later time. So, but like for now, like I'm good. Like I've just been chilling with Aggie. I like when I got home, I literally texted her. I said, "Yo, you want to hear about how I got my butt grabbed today by some old dude? I'll come over and tell you." She said, all in caps, "Huh?" Exclamation point, question mark. I said, "Yeah, I'll be over in a sec." Told her like everything I told you. My fingernails just hit on the car. So yeah, um, that happened, and I'm just like I know that like a very common thing that a lot of people do is to like laugh through the trauma, and like that's a way of coping. But it's like because of my lack of sanity, it's also just like that's crazy. That's crazy that that happened to this body that I'm not really mentally connected with, and it's like it didn't happen to me. It happened to the character, or I don't even know how to fucking word that one. I could word it better at some other point when I can figure it out, but it's just that whole thing. I don't know. So yeah. Bro wanted to do that to me. He wanted to me. So yeah. I was gonna say I was like singing some Willwood before this, and my throat was starting to hurt because I was literally, what the hell? There's only like a handful that like really sing it right now. Mostly because it's the ones that like I know more of the words to, or if not all the words, but also it's just some that are more of my favorites. Um, but I was singing Black Box Warrior. That one I really fucking love. But once it gets to like the ending part after the monologue, um, it's like more like yelling. I can't really do that very long, and it's also not like super high octaves, but it's just like higher than like down here that I'm used to with shit. Like when I'm doing like Five Nights at Freddy songs and stuff, I do, or like the Mind Electric, like with the deeper octaves on that, I'll like do that and stuff. Um, and then what's the other one I've been doing recently? Uh, what the fuck is it called? White Knuckle Jerk? I think that's what it's called. I think I love that song, but again, it's not like super high up. Willa can fucking hit some like higher notes, like in Suburbia Overture. I fucking love. It sounds kind of like SpongeBob when he's singing those notes, but like it's so good. Um, but not trying to like constantly keep up at that octave and holding notes, I can't do very long. And then I'd like literally start gagging, and then I was singing. Oh, another one. I love like obviously like every other queer ass person that loves Willwood. We love like the crazy songs and shit like those, and like Hand Me My Shovel and shit like that and whatever, and Front Street. But where it's more like, I don't even know if you call it a vocal fry, like where it's the vampire culture part, that's like towards the end of the song, that's in Suburbia Overture. I'll still sing that part even though I don't know how to do that guttural, like, because like I don't know what specifies as a vocal fry, but it's like I don't even think that's what it is, but it's like a very like guttural, like kind of, very like grimy, like yeah. And I love it. I'll like sing with it, but I can't like do it, but like I'll still sing with it, so with headphones on, so I can barely hear myself. But no, I've been singing recently. obviously I had to like look up like a lyric video or whatever. But like this one song's like not that long, so it wasn't that hard to memorize. It's Jimmy Mushroom's Last Drink. It's like a more calmer song. Like I was saying, like I love his crazier songs, like the jazzier ones and stuff. Very like theatrical type of things, but I haven't heard like every single one of his songs. I'm not. This is like one of the only. I think this is literally like the first time that like I got like super deep into like learning about every like song that I can, or at least all the songs that I want to learn about with a band or a musician or whatever. Because usually I just listen to like the one or two songs, and then that's it that I'll listen to for like the next few months, if not a year or two or more. Like that's it. I don't like. I mean like I haven't really been looking up shit either. There's like a couple songs I was like looking up meanings to and stuff. Because some of the like or not some, literally all of his fucking lyrics are like, okay, but like what's that supposed to mean though? Not in a bad way, but it's like these like big words that I don't understand, and like a lot of insanity shit. They're like literally be like I'm not fucking kidding. The meanings of the songs themselves for like 99% of them, and then just like the words that he would use for shit is so fucking Bill coded. It's fucking insane because he is insane. I fucking love Willard. But he has like a lot of calmer sounding ones too. Like I don't know if Jimmy's Mushrooms Last Drink is like a good example, like a perfect example or whatever, but it's definitely like less type of stuff. So I like that one. So yeah. I started rambling about Willwood because I was gonna say like yeah, I'm gonna go back to singing some Willwood, but like after doing all that yelling for this video for 50 minutes, holy shit. My throat like actually like feels sore right now, so I'm not gonna do that. But no, I'm gonna like but no, I feel fine. Like I feel good. I'm good. I'm gonna go over, hang out with Aggie some more. In a little bit, because I think she's still doing her therapy session right now. Like she does it like a telehealth, whatever the fuck you call it. Like it's on the computer or a phone call or whatever. I don't know what time it is right now, so I don't know if she's still doing that. But after she's done with that, we're gonna finish up. What the fuck was that called? What the fuck was it called? Whatever show that I mentioned that we were watching last night. We're gonna finish that up. We started season 2 last night. Season 1 and season 2 only have 8 episodes. They're like 40-ish minutes each. Listen. I know Ags literally picks out banger shows, bangers. But like, damn, this one's really good too. It had me like bawling my fucking eyes out like bloodhounds, but it definitely got me like pretty emotional at quite a few points. And literally like I could like I'm not going to, but I could literally like ramble about at least season 1 because we'd like pause in between like episodes, like or like when like a certain scene happens and we'd be like, all right, I gotta talk about this, and then we do it for like 10-20 minutes and then go back to the episode or whatever. Or like we'll do it when the episode's over. It'd be like, all right, it should be like, what's your thoughts? And I'm like, okay, so here we go. No, but like, and I love that we do that. But no, the writing is so fucking good, and the way that they write this one, like I'm not gonna like say like what goes on and shit, because then I'll just be rambling forever. But like the writing on how this character ends up, and like what's going through his mind and how he's like taking shit, like how you like take words or whatever, is so interesting. Yes, it's pissing me the fuck off. And she's like, yeah, no, like everyone in the fandom like has this inside joke is like, oh, because of this little very insignificant thing, he became like that. And I'm like, I love that. I love when fandoms like I'm like, I can't wait to finish this show so I can look at all the stupid like shitpost memes that people make on like TikTok and stuff. She's like, I can't wait to send you them. And I'm like, I can't wait to fucking watch them because I'm gonna love it. Because I literally see people do it with Alice in Borderland. That's another banger one. I literally didn't know until the other day when I was looking it up. I didn't know there was an anime adaptation. I know it was based off of a manga, but I didn't know there was a fucking anime adaptation for it. So that's pretty cool. I gotta watch that at some point. But I love Alice in Borderland. I've never read it, The live action show was my introduction to it. Oh, it's such a good show. Oh, it's such a good show. And then Bloodhounds. Bloodhounds. Shit, how long is Bloodhounds? I think it's only like 8 or 9 episodes. Dude, I just gotta say, Bloodhounds. Holy, okay, you know, like the whole, like, I know it's like not just in anime, like it's not just in Japan's culture, it's just like, you know, this overall thing, but it's like, I love the whole common trope of like two dudes that like, whether it starts off as like kind of fighting, like not getting along and like arguing and stuff or whatever, or it's just like, oh, they don't really know each other, but then all of a sudden like they just kind of click like this, and it's like they're brothers. That's his bro, like that's his ride or die, and it's like within like hours of knowing each other. Bloodhounds is that, and I love that. The other show, whatever that we were watching that I mentioned the other day, I think it was like week something class, like, right, was it like weak as in like oh, I'm weak, like what the hell is that, what it was? I can't remember. But no, that show kind of has it a bit too, with like these two characters, or well, no, actually no, because it's they have that connection, but not in a brother way. They just have that connection where it's like they're very nonchalant about like oh yeah, no, like we're like this, you know, we're like this. Because this one's, it's a BL, so that's why I'm like, oh, never mind, actually I forgot. Because it hasn't like gotten to that point yet. I forgot, they're not brothers. They're they just like connect like super fucking quick. So, but no, I love when shows have the whole shit with the whole like as if like that's just like brotherly, like soulmate, like type of shit. In other shows, like I said, like in Bloodhounds. Bloodhounds is so good. No, oh no, I was gonna say, literally, the two things like with media that have made me cry the absolute fucking hardest I've ever cried in my whole life. Not kidding. Like even comparing it to like anything that like, you know, has to do with like real life situations and stuff. Bloodhounds and The Notebook, which that one makes sense. Everyone cries to The Notebook. I literally watched The Notebook for the first time last year. And, like, obviously, like I said, everyone cries to The Notebook. That's just a canon event. But it really, like, it was, like, for 15 minutes straight. Sobbing and bawling and... like, it's not because of the whole, like... I forget which one it is, if it was Alzheimer's or dementia. I think it was dementia. Because that shit is like shit that like people in my family have dealt with, and certain like things with it, and like my Amma having to deal with that with her husband before he passed and stuff, and it's like that shit fucks with me bad, bro. That wump, bro, that hurt no comfort, bro. But no, Notebook, and then Bloodhounds. I forget which episode. It's like 6, I think. But like, no, I was a mess with Bloodhounds. And we literally had to, like, once the episode was over, she paused it. She's like, do you need a moment? And I was like, like, it was bad, bro. I think it took like 10 minutes or so, like at most, to like recover. So, like, my eyes weren't, like, puffy as shit because it was just so bad. My face was so hot, and I was just, like, I felt tired. There was a big-ass cry. So, yeah. But I recommend Bloodhounds. It's such a good show, though. It's a really good show. Amazing fire-ass writing. No, because that's the thing that Aggie said was, like, that's, like, how these shows get you, is, like, the shorter they are, the more, like, banging they are. Because they put, like, so much into not a lot, you know? They, like, really, like, pack the sandwich up with all that good meat. You know what I mean? That's whatever this show that we're watching, I can't think of the name for it. That's this show that I feel right now. I really like the writing in it. Even though it's like, I didn't bring it up because I knew I would have rambled about it to her. But I'm like, that's like with Gravity Falls, where Ford Same with so many others, if not everyone. Excuse me. Ford really pisses me off with certain things, especially the whole like when they're in the crash site Omega or whatever, and he's telling Dipper about like leaving Mabel and stuff. And it's like he's like, well, never really been apart from her before, and isn't that suffocating? Kill yourself! It literally Ford pisses me off so much at those points when he like before Weird Mageddon happens. But that's what I love about it, is that's how his character should be written. It should be written to piss me the fuck off. It makes sense, But like that's how this one character is in the show that we're watching. I'm like, no, because he literally like said this one thing to the one woman. And I like went like this. I went paused my tablet, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna breathe before I crash out. Crash out, bestie. Okay, well, I'm like, I kept doing that. I was like, okay. First of all, projecting much, and then like kept talking about whatever. Anyway, so yeah, I just. Goofy's on the Billy account right now. I don't get notifications for it. So yeah. That's what went down today. I think I'm gonna ask my Alma if she can take me to Walmart. Because I didn't get that beef stew. I didn't even make it to Walmart. So I'm gonna do that. She better not give me shit for it. Like she does with every other fucking thing. Oh, when I used to have a job, I'd be told this all the time. If I had the funds to get myself food, like, oh, I don't want you to pay for your own food. Like, that's my job. Like, let me know when you need money for food. Okay, so now I don't have a job because I'm not mentally functional to work. I asked her for $5. I think they're like $6, but like I asked her for like $5 for a can of beef stew. Well, I only have this much amount of money, and I have this amount of money for the month. Girl, I know that, like, you only get this much for, like, the retirement or the pension or whatever these words are, right? I know what retirement is, but, like, I don't know what the fuck a pension is or whatever that she talks about from, like, the county job that she had or whatever. But, like, she's got this much, which isn't a lot, but, like, I have, like, this much, which is nothing. So, yeah. Anyway, just wanted to let you know what happened. All right, I'm going to upload this to YouTube and send it to you. Okay, I love you. Bye.